What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post. You already know the vibes, man. And what an exciting, crazy, bizarre few hours it's been in the world of professional wrestling, sports entertainment, sports. If you're into sports, man, this around this time, if you do follow sports, you know that around this time it's normally trade talks and coaches getting fired. If you watch NFL, like I was saying, trade talks for basketball because the trade deadline is coming up in February. So it's that season of change and shifting and people going from one team to another, and it feels like that vibe has carried on into the world of professional wrestling. Because if you were paying attention to the behind the scenes stuff, the dirt sheet stuff last night, you'll see that a whole lot has happened. A lot of people have been signed. A lot of people have been signed to different companies that were supposed to show up in one company. They're signed to a totally different company now. So we're about to get into all of that. So one of the big bits of news is the fact that the Rascalz are now officially All Elite. They have been signed to All Elite Wrestling. Trey Miguel, Myron Reed, Zachary Wentz, Desmond Xavier, the Rascalz as a group, because they're an amazing group, an amazing tag team, and no matter which set of guys you put together, they're just an amazing tag team. And AEW already has a phenomenal roster when it comes to the tag team division as is. Like last night, there was a fatal 4-way match that was just amazing that involved the Young Bucks, Jet Speed, the Demand, and this new tag team in the Don Callis family with Jake Something and Mark Davis. Like, they were just phenomenal. Like, that was actually the team I was rooting for the most outside of Jet Speed. But besides that, man, you just look at that match alone and the fact that AEW's tag division has always been, for the most part, has always been on point. The fact that you add the Rascalz to the mix is just off the hook. The crazy part about this is, I'm recording us on a Thursday, and normally on Thursday, you got Impact or TNA Wrestling, and tonight's episode of TNA is supposed to be the big debut on AMC. They officially have a new network. They're going to be on the AMC network. And it's funny because one of the matches that was advertised was supposed to be Myron Reed versus Leon Slater for the X Division Championship. Now, that match was billed, but apparently that match was taken off the card, and a lot of speculation was the fact that not Myron Reed, but Leon Slater was advertised for some WWE house shows because they're doing a European tour. So they were thinking, okay, that's why. Obviously, that's not the case because Myron Reed is not with the company anymore. Now, apparently, Myron Reed was totally all for, fulfilling his obligations, fulfilling that date for TNA, but the match was just taken off the card for whatever reason. I'm assuming because of the European tour, so won't be seeing that match. And it's funny because, like I said, TNA just lost Jake Something. They just lost the Rascalz. And it's interesting because it's like, well, what's TNA gonna do now? Because they got this partnership with WWE. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how TNA has up their sleeve for their episode tonight. But that's not the only bit of news. We've also got some new signings going on with AEW. Hechicero is officially with All Elite Wrestling now. He's been signed. He got his All Elite graphic. And two wrestlers that got dual contracts between CML and AEW are Persephone and Mascara Dorada. So that was announced after the show, I believe. So they officially got their All Elite graphics. So good for them. Good things are coming up for AEW. Like, they're signing a lot of new talent, and everything is looking up, man. The company is in a really good spot in my opinion. To me, AEW has kind of been feeling like that old school AEW. Like, they've kind of been restoring the feeling. Like the Young Bucks, they got their old gear back. They're coming out to Super Kick Party. Kenny Omega is fighting for the AEW Championship. MJF's the AEW champion. The AEW Championship actually feels important again. So you get a lot of things that make AEW feel like AEW used to feel. Like they were kind of restoring that feeling, but maintaining the fact that it's not 2019 anymore, it's not 2021, it's 2026, but it's still AEW at its core. But speaking of AEW at its core, like I was saying, it's been trade talks. So people come, people go, people switch sides. There's Ask Andrade, who's been in WWE, AEW, WWE, back and forth. He's officially back with AEW now. But one guy who has left the company, whose contract has expired, and who's the thumbnail of this video, is none other than Powerhouse Hobbs. His contract has expired last night around midnight, and it's been heavily speculated that he is indeed going to WWE. There's been a lot of talks about him wanting to go to WWE. There's Cody over there, Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints, I'm sorry, CM Punk, a lot of people who he is familiar with from his AEW days. And I mean, it does make sense. I feel like Powerhouse Hobbs would benefit from actually going to WWE instead of staying with AEW. Even though AEW did offer him a substantial amount of money, sometimes you just got to go with what you feel like is best for you. And Powerhouse Hobbs believes, it hasn't been made official yet, but he's pretty much going to WWE. I've certain people saying that he's going straight to the main roster. I'm like, I feel like he'll benefit a lot more from going to NXT, because NXT, a lot of their talent from their main event men's picture is gone. They're all gone to the main roster now. The only people you really have is Ricky Saints and Ethan Page and Joe Hendry, and that's okay, but you still need something. Like, you still see a lot of the younger talent starting to bubble and become, it's starting to get into those positions of starting to be something. But Powerhouse Hobbs, he's already established. He's already an established name in wrestling. So if you bring Powerhouse Hobbs over to NXT, he can just fill that spot from that Oba Femi left. You kind of see them doing with Keanu Carver, but I'm not mad with seeing Keanu Carver versus Powerhouse Hobbs. If we can see Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Saints knock up one more time, hell, you can even make Powerhouse Hobbs an NXT champion, and I don't think anybody would be mad about that. But yeah, man, those are some of the big talks, the big trade talks, the big back and forth, the old switcheroos between AEW and WWE and even TNA. I don't know what TNA is gonna do. They lose all these people and decide to bring back Perez Hilton like it's 2005 or whatever. But we'll see what TNA has up their sleeves. But what do you guys think about all these swaps and trades and new destinations for all these talents? Who are you excited about seeing the most in their new company? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Bees, I'm out. Peace.